Welcome back, YouTube, for another reaction. We are going to get into another abandoned building video. This time from my neck of the woods in Illinois, Waukegan, Illinois, to be exact. I used to do a lot of things up there. Had a lot of friends up there. Still have friends up there. This video is about the Waukegan, or excuse me, the Belvidere Discount Mall. Forgot what road is that? 120? It's like 120, and it's Belvidere Road. Let's see what they got to say about the mall.
Welcome. My name is Brandon. Please join me on this tour of the Belvidere Discount Mall in Waukegan, Illinois. If you are keeping track, this is my first Illinois mall video. My friends John and Kate will also be joining us today. This is my second attempt using live narration. While I did not interrupt my friends as badly as I did in my East Ridge Center video, I had to work around loud music instead. John spent several of his teenage years at Belvidere and has fond memories of this place.
Me too.
He also loves photographing and researching old malls, so in addition to personal memories, he knows a lot about Belvidere from years of looking at old photographs and reading newspaper articles. I am very thankful that he shared his notes about Belvidere to help with the preparation of this video script.
This is a former Aladdin's castle.
Nice.
Still fully intact on the inside. Before we started doing music shows in the cinema here, they were doing DIY shows in the arcade.
The history of Belvidere begins on September 7, 1963, when the Waukegan City Council unanimously approved land rezoning for a shopping center. At a cost of $3 million, the mall was planned to be 125,000 square feet large, include 25 tenants, and be anchored by a Montgomery ward. It was also planned as an outdoor mall. On June 29, 1964, Landau and Heyman broke ground for the Montgomery Ward building. In March of 1965, the brand new Montgomery Ward opened. The downtown location closed. On November 17th, Belvidere Mall had its grand opening.
This space here used to be multiple storefronts. Now it's a DCFS office. For the longest time, it was the YWCA of Lake County.
A 1966 tenant listing mentioned CoverGirl, Fannie Mae Candies, Hickory Farms, K. Campbell Sportswear, Kinney Shoes, Mary Lester Fabrics, National Tea Company, a supermarket, Printers Inc., Books and Cards, Regal Shoes, Stewart's Women's Apparel, Vision and Hearing Aid Service, Walgreens Drugs, and the previously mentioned Montgomery Ward.
This used to be the Walgreens grill, and all of these glass panels here would open and let the smell come out.
Yeah. The first time I went in this mall, well, not the
So right
first
now
time,
it's
but
used as it was used as
I remember going in this mall with my friends, and like you could walk around this mall and smoke cigarettes inside. We used to go down. We used to go there to the store called Belvidere Blues. It was like the urban hip hop store. Like they got City Trends around here now. I'm pretty sure City Trends is everywhere, but like we had Belvidere Blues. That's where we got our FUBU stuff, Jinko jeans, like starter jackets, like all that shit was at a store here, and then they expand to the bigger mall. Then my mom used to send me here too. There was a jewelry store in here, or like a jeweler dude. He would fix rings and stuff. So whenever my mom's jewelry store needed rings fixed on the cheap, and their like ring person or whatever wasn't there, they would come to this mall and get stuff done for customers, and then come like get it sent back to their store, or I would like run it over there and then bring it back to her.
was using it as kind of a craft station, inspired by Jim Harrington. He painted this mural over here. He painted all these books.
Also in 1966, General Cinema opened a single-screen, 1,000-seat theater called Belvidere Cinema.
Sure did.
It had a gala premiere on January 21st with the opening feature film, Do Not Disturb, starring Doris Day and Rod Taylor.
That eventually turned into the Dollar Movie Theater. Yes, sir.
It's just all the mall's Christmas decorations and stuff. And there is a basement in this mall under here. Which was part of what was.
I bet you that basement's creepy as hell.
Was carved up into tenant spaces. Pollo Rico here used to be Mike's restaurant. Best tacos in Lake County.
On the left is the Tornado Bus Company kiosk. From Belvedere Mall, you can hop on a bus and travel to Mexico.
This used to be a Kenny Shoes.
That is true.
And it's basically never been remodeled since.
Unfortunately for Belvedere, trouble began as early as 1971, when the brand new Lakehurst Shopping Center opened a mere 5 minutes west of Belvedere.
That's the mall I was talking about, Lakehurst Mall. Lakehurst Mall was the shit. And it was like, no wonder they, like, there's a reason why this mall started suffering. It's because of Lakehurst Mall. Lakehurst Mall was like your atypical 80s mall, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like the mall that they had in Stranger Things in like season 3, I think that was, season 2 or 3. Exactly like that mall. Like, to a T.
Belvedere looked quaint compared to the massive 2-story, triple-anchored modern mall. 2 years later, and 13 miles away from Belvedere, Hawthorne Center opened.
Hawthorne is a dope-ass mall, too. So what I just said about Lakehurst, Hawthorne was that times 2. It was that on steroids. It was the modernization of the mall right there. And then I'm sure they're going to talk about Gurney Mills here after that, because Gurney Mills is like another Simon property. And that mall is like 2 miles long if you walk it, and it's in the shape of a dollar sign. Massive mall. I think it's the largest retail mall in the world or some shit. So Belvedere Mall didn't stand a chance after it opened.
In 1974, General Cinema opened a 3-screen theater in an outparcel of Lakehurst. In 1980, the Belvedere Theater was twinned.
Montgomery Ward would have been in here. It was torn down in, I believe, 1993, 1994. That's why he built the Belvedere store.
Cell phone shop ain't going nowhere. That's always been there.
A couple artists from downtown used the space to build stuff before they take it downtown.
Okay, this used to be a cover girl. I didn't get that recorded, so I'm saying it now.
My friend Shelley painted the mural here.
In 1984, Lakehurst Cinema expanded to 8 screens. In 1985, Imperial
Lakehurst Cinema, so Lakehurst Mall, so they built the mall there. So, Lakehurst was a dope spot to go to, like, growing up, man. Like, so I was trying to find a video of it on here, but we're going to watch this one instead. I'm sure there's going to be one. But Lakehurst, man, they had the mall, and then they built the movie theater, and they had 8 screens. It's where I saw Fifth Element for the first time when it first came out. That movie theater was awesome. I seen a lot of movies there as a kid growing up. And then they had a big ass bowling alley right next to the movie theater. It's like a 32-lane Brunswick bowling alley where I did leagues there for like 10 years, which was great. And then right next to the bowling alley, they had this place, this family fun center called Fun Harbor. Man, let me tell you about Fun Harbor. Fun Harbor, you'll walk in there. It's basically like it was Dave and Buster's before Dave and Buster's, but it was just one of them. It was just in that area. It's just in Lake County, Illinois. You walk into the building. It's like a big, like a warehouse, and it's like decorated like a family fun center. It's like arcade games, skee ball, like all that type of shit, a ball pit, all that stuff. And then they had like your party areas, and there's a restaurant in there, so you get pizza and all that stuff. You can have your birthday parties there. Had several birthday parties there. But then you go off the back part of it, the back of the building. You go outside. There's a go-kart track, batting cages, and mini golf. It was Fun Harbor. It was the shit.
Realty purchased the mall from the original owners and gave the place a facelift. Montgomery Ward left Belvidere for Lakehurst in 1988. Belvidere was becoming home to smaller shops and flea markets. In the summer of 1989,
this mall eventually was just a flea market,
closed.
pretty much.
However, in 1991, the movie theater was renovated and reopened by a new owner, now with 4 screens. Also that year, the massive Gurney Mills Mall opened, a mere 7 miles away.
These are all remnants of Ward's here. They carved the stores into
I worked at Gurney Mills, so did my mom.
With the opening of Gurney Mills, Belvidere now had competition from 3 other malls. But by staying small and offering something different, it chugged along.
Yep.
Belvidere's original competitor, Lakehurst, however, began a downward spiral not long after the opening of Gurney.
Gurney Mills killed
As John mentioned earlier,
Lakehurst.
the Montgomery Ward building was demolished for a builder square. It did not have an entrance into the mall. A quick side note, based on the look of the hallway to the restrooms, I expected to see an old 1960s trough in the men's room. I'm happy to say the restroom was nice, clean, and somewhat modern.
Better be clean, ain't nobody there.
These doors open so you can drive a car in the mall. We'd like to drive a Bluesmobile through here and show the Blues Brothers. We sell exotic snacks, TikTok snacks like that.
Nice, they opened last year.
So they've been here for a minute. I get a lot of
Fresh
snacks,
butt nuggets.
Japanese chips, sodas, candies, things like that.
Oh, look at that beer potato chips.
I think I had those once. Interesting.
During a 1998 remodel, Imperial Realty constructed the kiosks throughout the mall. They renamed the shopping center to Belvidere Discount Mall to match its types of tenants. At the end of the 20th century,
To match its types of tenants, I beg your fucking pardon? I know what you meant by that.
all Builder Square locations closed. In the year 2000, the location at Belvidere was replaced by a Home Depot. Today, Home Depot is the only national chain store in the entire mall.
Is original from the 60s. This whole entrance I know is original.
Boy, all this walking is making me hungry. What's good to eat in this mall?
Yeah, absolutely. If you recommend them,
The
I'm gonna have
the
one.
elote is fire at that mall. I don't know if it's from the same spot, but it was all elote from there. Gas every time. Same spot.
We all ordered our elotes with everything on them. Oh, don't forget to stir them up first. Continuing into the 21st century, The nearby Lakehurst Mall gave up and closed in 2001.
It is now a giant casino.
2004. Village Theaters bought the Belvidere movie theater in 2002.
Yeah. Lakehurst Mall is now a giant ass casino. Here, I'll show you a picture of it. It's kind of cool. So, Lakehurst. I'll show you a picture of Lakehurst Mall. Lakehurst Mall images. Dog. Like, this just like here. This is Lakehurst Mall. Wait. Like in its prime. Like this looks like your atypical 80s mall. Like this is like your modern 80s mall. Here's Carson's right out here. It was like this was an anchor entrance. Used to park here all the time, walk through there to get into the mall. It was a gym there. Powerhouse. Here's an aerial view of the mall. Like it don't look that big, but it's 2 stories. You know what I'm saying? But now, Lakehurst Casino. Lakehurst Mall Casino. This is it now. This is what they turned it into. They tore it down and turned it into this. This is the It's like a. I don't know if it's done yet. I don't think it's done. But this is what they turned it into. Like this is a. So they're building. They tore the mall down and they're building a casino on the side of the mall. But this is the temporary site of the casino, so they can get people in there now and start bringing in the cash while they build the casino. But yeah.
But closed by the end of 2003. The movie theater remained vacant for 16 years. Let's jump ahead to the end of the 2010s. In 2019, in an attempt to help the local art community, Belvidere Mall gave the keys of the movie theater to a local artist, and you may have guessed, it was my friend John. The mall pays for movie license fees, and he shows movies a couple of times a month. In addition to the cinema, mall management have allowed the use of other vacant spaces for artists and pop-up events, such as what we saw in the old Walgreens and CoverGirl tenants. The mall also hosts festivals and continues to be a cultural destination for Waukegan's predominantly Hispanic population. Wow, look at this footage that John shared with me. I would not call this a dead mall, would you?
No,
and that
not
brings
at all.
us to September 2023.
People will go there. You just got to give them a reason to go.
Belvidere has continued to adapt and is still surviving. But Hawthorne Mall is now failing.
Yep.
Parts of Hawthorne will be demolished in 2024, 20 years after the fall of Lakehurst, for a lifestyle center and apartments.
Which is crazy too, because Hawthorne Mall is in Vernon Hills, Illinois, and it's a nicer area, and it's way more populated, and there's more there's more houses and shit. Like there's more money out there too, but it's just proof. It like malls are dying. It doesn't matter where they are.
My friend wants to skate it.
I used to work at Hawthorne Mall too, at Sunglass Hut.
Thank you for joining me on this tour of the Belvidere Discount Mall in Waukegan, Illinois.
Happy. That's who. I'm pretty sure that's the jewelry place we used to go to. Happy Jewelry. I swear that's where we used to take jewelry to get fixed. That sounds familiar as hell. I'm gonna have to ask my mom. Jewelry. I'm gonna call her and see. To see if she picks up.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 3-1.
I'm pretty sure it was happy.
I hope you know what? I can't get that old theater out of my mind. If only someone could get me inside, I bet I could make a fun video.
Doesn't your boy have the keys?
But not today. I hope you return next time for a full tour of the theater.
What a tease.
I hope you have a great day.
What
Take
a
care.
tease. What a tease. What a W tease. Good job on you. I like that video. All right, you get a subscribe out of me, sir. W video. Man, that takes me back. Because obviously I got thinking about Lakehurst Mall, Hawthorne Mall, and just being in that area at the time, like especially when this mall was thriving. Like when I was like, I'm trying to think the last time I was actually inside that mall. It had to be so I got my license I turned 16 in 2000. So it was like between 2000 and like 2005. It's probably the last time I've been there. It was definitely probably like 2001, 2002 when the last time I was there. And then it was more of a flea market. So like there was like a bunch of kiosks in the middle of the mall selling stuff like cell phone accessories, things of that nature, hair products. And then there was still a bunch of storefronts in there, a lot of clothing stores. There was a couple restaurants, but it was more like flea market-y stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's like a store in there where you can go get like knives and bows and arrows and stuff like that. And then toys and like stuff like that. You can go in there and you can go in there and bargain with them. So, yeah, so it was more of a flea market type of thing then. And then Lakehurst Mall was kind of, at the time in 2002, people had really damn near fully transitioned from going to Lakehurst Mall to going to Gurney Mills. Like, I know a lot of stores left Lakehurst Mall and went to Gurney Mills. I'm pretty sure my mom had worked both of them because my mom was selling jewelry, so she worked there and there. But yeah, man. And then apparently Hawthorne Mall's dying too. I haven't been up there in a while, so. But yeah, W video. I like that. I'm gonna try and find a video on Lakehurst Mall, and maybe do one on Gurney Mills to try and complete the Lake County set of malls. But yeah, anyway, if you like what you saw, if you want to see more, hit that like button. Follow me on Twitch, link down in the description. And as always, catch you on the next one. Peace.